Hey Mason, you raise me up.
Alright guys, we are going to make a lifting jack. Now currently it is a hydraulic lifting jack because it has fluid in there. So here's what we're going to make. Here's some fun facts. If you're using water, that is hydraulics. If you're using air, that's pneumatics. Hydraulics, pneumatics, air and water. You need 14 jumbo popsicle sticks to make the lattice. Looks like an X. Lattice. Not lettuce. Lattice. You're going to need 18 brads or brass fasteners. You're going to need 2 small wooden dowels. These are 6 inches long. You need 2 pieces of cardboard that are about the size of a sheet of paper. You need a drill and a drill bit. This drill bit is 5/32 or 5 and 30 seconds. This is the perfect size for our jumbo popsicle sticks. We're going to put that drill bit in. We're ready to rock and roll. Definitely going to need some masking tape, and you might need some duct tape too. You're going to need 2 12 milliliter syringes. These little shots. That's what a shot is. It's a syringe. These hold 12 milliliters of liquid. You're going to need some plastic tubing. Anywhere from 4 to 6 inches will be fine. We're going to take 7 of our jumbo popsicle sticks and we're going to sort of bundle them together. Which means I'm going to stack them neatly on top of each other. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to hold them so that they are nice and together. Okay? See how neat that is? Then I'm going to take my tape and sort of wrap it around the end here. Just like that. For those playing along at home, every time I say just like that, give your friend a high five. We're going to take the other side and we're going to tape that too. So I have tape here and tape here. I'm also going to put some tape in the middle and wrap it. So what did I do? I bundled 7 sticks together. I put tape here, here, and here. Now I'm going to do that one more time. I got my 7 other sticks right here. I got bundle number 1 here. Here's my second one I'm going to work on. Again, I'm going to take them, get them put together nice and neatly, and I am going to tape them all together. Just like that. Now I've got 2 of these bundles. These are my 14 sticks that I needed, and they're bundled together in 2 groups of 7. Now the purpose of this is going to make it a whole lot easier to drill. We're going to drill holes in here. I'm going to get my pencil going. I'll make sure it's kind of sharp. I'm also going to get my ruler, and I'm going to get my first little bundle here. Alright people, it's time to make your brain hurt. I've got my ruler here and I've got the inches side that I'm using. This is the centimeter side, and these little notches or little tiny dashes right here are 16ths, and we are going to go 1/16 and then 2/16 and then 3, 4, 5, and halfway between the 5 and the 6 of 5 and 6/16 we're going to put a little mark. Now I'm going to put a mark right here, and I'm going to slide this over, and I'm going to do it again. Okay? And I'm going to line this up with the first little mark here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5/16. So halfway between that, I'm going to put a little mark between 5 and 6/16 right here. Okay? Then I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to carefully draw a line through both of those marks that I just made. Okay? Just like that. If you're playing along at home, every time I say just like that, high five your neighbor or a friend. Okay, now we're going to take our ruler, again with the inches side, and right here I'm going to put the 1/2 inch mark, which is this right here. It's kind of this dash here, and the half of it is kind of long. And then I'm gonna make a mark right here at 1/2 inch. Okay. I'm gonna do the same thing right here. Let me get my hand out of the way. And I'm gonna use that line I just made to help me out. Okay, and I'm gonna mark a little mark here for 1/2 inch. I'll put a little dot right there. Okay, just like that. Okay, so this middle mark, I'm gonna take my line that I made here between 5 and 6/16 here in the middle. I'm gonna get my little mark here with a ruler where it starts. See, it starts right here, this notch right here. And I'm gonna mark right here at 3 inches. Okay? This is about the center of this thing. Okay? So I got these 3 little marks right here. Here, here, and here. That's gonna be where we drill. So we're gonna get crazy, guys. We're gonna take our 2 bundles of 7. We're gonna put our dots on the top so we can see those drill holes, and we're gonna tape these 2 together. Okay, that looks pretty. It's pretty good. We got them taped together. Now, with Mr. Better's help, you're gonna take and drill holes at your marks here. Into the middle now. Got another one to do. Okay, we got our 3 holes in there. Now we're gonna unwrap it. So I just finished unwrapping all my sticks. If you have a couple that splintered on you like this one, that's okay. Alright, so to help me out, I've taken 6 sticks and written the word over on them. And then I took 6 other sticks and wrote the word under on them. And it leaves me 2 left over. Now, the 2 that I left over, or have left over here, they're kind of messed up. And that's okay. Ultimately, these splinters are going to come in as an advantage because I'm going to take them and use the bandsaw and remove this part right here. So these little chips are actually good because I'm going to cut this part out anyway. Alright, so I'm going to get my first piece here. I'm going to get an under, and then I'm going to get an over. See how I did that? This one's under and that one's over. Now, we're going to take some brads here, or a brad, or a fastener, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to connect it. Okay. So I got an over and an under. Okay. Well, if I have an under right here, for this next one right here, I'm going to get an over. So here I go. Alright. So if these are 2 overs, I'm going to get an under for this part. Okay. See why I wrote that on there? All I'm doing is just taking that and bending it back. Okay. Now you gotta watch yourself. The over, I almost made a mistake there. The over needs to be on top of the under. Okay. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to bend those back. Okay. See how that over under action helps out a lot. Okay, so I have an over right here, so that must mean I need an under. So I'm going to get my under going here. Okay. Alrighty. So here's what I have. Now I'm going to get an over. That's going to go right here. Check this out. That's exactly what I wanted. I'm going to do it again. So I'm going to get an under, and I'm going to get an over. I'm going to connect them together. Okay. So I got my first one. Well, here's where it gets tricky. Okay. I'm going to get another over from my over pile here, and I'm going to connect it right here. Because the over always goes on top of the under. Okay. Alright. So here's what I got. So these are two overs. Now I need to get an under. Let's slide under here. Like that. Okay, you got me? So I'm going to connect those. Over is always going to go on top. Okay. So I need to put one here. Okay. See what I got going on there? Here are my overs, here are my unders. Okay. And I've got an under right here. I'm going to grab my over and put it on there. Okay. So that's what I got. So I'm going to take my last under. I'm going to slide it under here. Okay. Like that. And I'm going to attach them. So here's what I got. Unders. These are the overs. Okay? Fold it up. Nice and neat. You should have two of these. Okay? We want these dowels to fit in these holes. So we're going to take a shortcut Get our friend Mr. Pencil Sharpener here. Okay. You're going to get that down to a point where it'll fit into here. And you're going to hot glue that in. I'm going to go ahead and do that for each point. Now if it's too sharp, just dull it out. Just tap it on the counter. Okay. We don't want to stab anybody. I'm going to get my other one. It's like sharpening a pencil without a lead. So I got my two sticks here, and they both have points now. Okay, if the points are too sharp, just tap them on the table and blunt them. Okay, make them a little bit more blunt, which means their edges are as sharp. I got a little too crazy with the sharp edges, so I'm just gonna snip the edges off. If you need help with this, come see me. Okay, that looks good. So this next part, you're gonna have to troubleshoot. So I got my two lattices here. I test them out. They're looking pretty good. Now you're gonna have to figure out which way goes best. Okay, so I'm gonna try them where the open parts are faced together. Okay, and I'm gonna get both of them together and see what happens. Now, do you see how I did that? They kind of went away from each other. Well, here's what I think I'm gonna do. Rather than having these two go together like this, I think what I'm gonna do is have them go together like this. Okay, so let's see if how that looks together. That is much better. It's a lot closer. So when I get ready to connect these together, I'm gonna connect them like this, not like that. Okay, so play around with that. You want them to kind of match up pretty good. So I got my friend Mr. Glue Gun here, and I decided that it's gonna go like this. Well, I'm gonna get my little dowels here, and I'm gonna put some glue on there. And you can go crazy with the glue, and you're gonna just jam it into the hole. Okay. This other one is gonna get connected here. I want to put some glue right here. Okay. And just jam it into the hole. Okay. My advice to you, let that set up for a minute and have a second to dry. Give it a minute or two. I've given that some time to set up. I'm going to get my other dowel, put some glue on there, and I'm going to just push that into the hole. Okay. I'm going to get some glue on the other dowel, and I'm going to push it into this hole right here. Okay. And you can play around with that. Okay. Just leave it there for a minute, let it set up. Try to have these two parallel, going straight up. Let it set up for a second. Alright, while that's setting up here, take your remaining two sticks, okay, and tape them together. Just like that. And then take them to Mr. Metter, because he's going to take them to the bandsaw and cut a little notch into here. So here's what I did. I just cut a little notch right here. Now I'm going to untape this and get them both apart. Okay. So these are going to go up here. Okay. So you have to remember, this is over. We're going to put this under. So let's do that. Okay. Now, if this is an under, we're going to take and put this over. Okay? And we're just going to put this right here. Okay. Now, let's do this one. Alright, so I have the notch right here. This notch needs to be parallel to it. Okay? So here we go. This is an over, so I'm going to put this under. Okay. Now, I'm going to expand this a little bit. This right here is an under, so I'm going to put this notch stick right here over it. Okay, I'm going to get a brad, and I'm going to fasten it. Just like that. Okay. Now it might be kind of tight at first, that's okay. So these, the purpose of those notches is those will slide forward. See? It's going to kind of slide forward with the stick. Okay? See? And if your sticks are a little tight, you can kind of pull these back, pull the little brads up a little bit to kind of loosen it up. Okay? There we go. Alright, we're almost there, guys. We're going to take one of these pieces of cardboard, and we need to cut just enough of this cardboard here to where it folds over this. Okay? So I'm going to cut, I don't know, I'm going to say maybe an inch. So I'm going to mark it here at the inch mark. And I'm just going to maybe put a little mark or two there. Okay? And I'm going to kind of center it. And I'm just going to kind of maybe put this in the center, and I'm just going to kind of line it up with that mark that I had. Okay? And I want to draw like a little tab. I'm going to draw it right here. Okay? So, I'm going to fold it along here. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take this, cut it up to that mark here, and then I'm going to fold right here on that line. Okay? And then, you know, I'm just going to maybe take my marker and just kind of roll it a little bit. Okay? Now what you want to do is this is going to help hold down the back bar. See? Like that. So I'm going to take my little tab here. I'm going to put some glue here. And just get crazy with the glue. That's fine. We want to hold this down. Okay, now that glue is going to help. But we're going to bring in our good friend Mr. Duct Tape here to also help hold this down. Because we want this thing to stay put. Okay, that glue is going to hold it still. Okay. Now you see it's coming up just a little bit. I might get another piece of tape and hold it down. Okay. Don't want it to go anywhere. Okay. So now it's going to hold that there, the back bar, and it's going to let your lattice rise up. Alright, so I'm going to get this out of here, and I'm going to take my other piece here, and I think I'm going to make a 7-inch square. So I'm going to mark it here at 7 inches. I'll just draw a line here, and then I'm going to mark this at 7 inches, like that. Okay? So you got a square here, 7 inches, 7 by 7 inches. Okay? You can just cut that out. That can be the top. So I'm going to give my little thing here a haircut. You See how these are sticking up right here? I'm going to trim those off. Okay. So I'm going to do the other one now. Okay. If you look over here, see it's sticking up just a little bit above it. I'm going to snip that off. Okay. Good deal. Alright, very carefully run some glue along the top here. Okay. Don't go too crazy. Then you're going to take your platform and just rest it on top. Okay. Now I want you to be patient and wait and let that glue set up. Alright, I waited a little bit. We're good. Now my jack, you'll notice, is a little bit crooked. That's okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. Something you can do if you're feeling like an overachiever is you can cut some walls to your platform so things don't fall out. So all you really would have to do is take a piece of cardboard and then glue some sides on the platform. If you want to do that, that's fine with me. You don't have to though. Alright, so I'm going to get some water. Now I've got my syringe or my shot. The plunger is all the way pushed down. What I'm going to do is just kind of pull that up and suck some water in there. Don't go all the way to the top, okay? Just kind of pull in about 10 millimeters, or 10 milliliters, I'm sorry. And that'll be enough. So I got our one syringe or shot full of 10 milliliters of water, which is plenty. And then I have my other shot or syringe and about 5 inches of plastic tubing. And all you have to do is just kind of twist that on there and it'll get on there. So what we need to do now is take this, make sure this is all the way in, and we want to have this be flat on the cardboard. Okay. And you are going to duct tape it down as best as you can. Or you can use masking tape. You can hot glue it down too if you feel so inclined. Okay. Now we're going to connect our syringe. And be careful not to squirt water everywhere. And when you're doing this, please do not do this over by the computers. We don't need to mess up the computers. Okay, we're all connected here. Now, cross your fingers, here we go. We've got hydraulic action here. The fluid is going to push this plunger up and push up our deck here, our lifting deck. Okay, there it is. Now if you're using water, that's hydraulics. If you're using air, that's pneumatics. All right, have fun, guys.